Hello and thanks for watching. Today on my 2017 Porsche Macan, I've had a bit of a go already at test fitting a lot of the front end parts, radiator, etc. Just to see how they're sitting and work out, where a couple of parts I'm not quite sure about where they might go. I've worked through a couple of things already, but still got other bits to do. So started by refitting the intercooler brackets. Well, both was only one on the driver's side I needed to refit. The other one was there, and hopefully, as you can see, I put the bumper bracket on as well. That's just connected there. It connects at the side, and I was expecting it to have a bit more connection in the middle, but it's still quite loose at that side, so there must be something where it connects to. I just haven't quite worked out what that's to be bolting into. This panel at the top here, that the locks go in, it's now sitting. I realised it needs these brackets. There's one on each side. They go down there, and they get the screw bolts come up through the extensions of the chassis leg, and they go into them. I haven't fixed them in place at the moment. I've just sort of put them in place, and the bolts are actually just lying on top of there. The vanes sit along the front here. They're fitting in. So I've got most of the pieces in place. Obviously, the radiator is sitting in behind here, and the condenser, and these pipes, aircon pipes, which I've now put the extensions onto. They will go in, but I just haven't fed them through the plastic yet, and therefore they're sitting out a bit, and that means that they won't fit into this bracket. That's a bracket I was missing last week. I've now got that. The sort of blue covers are still over the end of the intercooler, so I haven't actually fed the pipes over the end there, but they're obviously in place. And yeah, you can see around front here, intercooler in place, so I imagine there might be something just covering that, but still got a couple of pieces I'm trying to work out, and the main thing I've got to do is work out where that wiring harness is going. So that's a harness that you get for the front, but I think it includes some additional pieces that I won't be needing that are fed in here. So if I look at these connections here, this is the plug which connects in underneath the headlight here. There's a connection, pink connection, you can just see up there, but the other connections that are beside it, I think that's for if you've got the camera on the front for adaptive cruise control. I'm not sure if that's there for power for it or signals. I'm not quite sure. I think these three signals might all be for that, which means that inevitably some plugs on the other end won't be required either, but there has to be some things on here for the horns, the vanes for the fans, and the triggers for the opening the bonnet as well. There should be one on each side, so I'll have to have a bit more closer look to see where this has actually got to run, and then see which connections I'm needing and which ones aren't, and whether I take these out or just tape them off, or that. I'll work out what I'm going to do once I've actually got them all in place. But certainly what I won't be doing is snipping anything off at the moment. There is, though, one other electrical problem, which I'll just go and show you. So this is on the driver's side, and be aware, obviously, this is where the damage must have been really focused, because it's the way the suspension was damaged as well. And what somebody's done is they've gone and cut off the wiring loom at just underneath the sort of wing here. I've looked to see for all of the items that I'm expecting this to connect to, because this goes to the bumper. Well, in fact, so there's two harnesses in the bumper, and one for the crash impact sensor. So crash impact sensor just takes two wires. I think it was half a dozen on one of the connections to the bumper and 8 on the other one, and that's, I guess, running lights. And I think the second harness is for the sensors for the how close you are for parking distance control. So I've checked, and all the expected wires are here, which is good. It's just, so that's a good start, but obviously I don't have the harness, the extension of the harness that all should run along, and then it'll go down, and it'll would finish off about here. So I can work out what connectors I do need. So the crash impact sensor will be same as the other side. I can get them for about £5 for the connector itself. The other harness, well, the one I was showing you on the other side, which goes into the main harness that runs along the front, it's the same type of connector, so I'll be able to get that number off it. That's less than £10 as well. And the other smaller harness, I'm imagining is probably similar, but I just haven't quite worked out what the part number is for that yet. But then obviously I'll have to extend all these wires, and I haven't quite worked out what gauge of wire they actually are. The problem we've got here is that this is really part of the full harness. Although it's advertised in the PET diagram as a separate part, it doesn't actually, you can hopefully just about see through there when it comes through from the chassis. There's no actual connector or anything like that. It must just go straight back into the fuse box, because although it's listed as a separate part, it is just actually a continuation of the loom. So anything is obviously got to be patched in. So obviously I don't need all of the loom, because the loom that comes here goes up here, comes out on this connector, which is for the headlight. So that wiring all looks to be okay. That's this wiring here. There's other wiring that goes across to the ABS, which you can just see that wire coming down there. That's also all right. It's just these extensions out here that say go to the bumper and the crash impact sensor I need to sort. I haven't quite worked out yet whether I'll be able to get somebody to cut a loom from a salvage car to give me what I need, hopefully as an extension, or whether I'll have to make up the loom myself. So decision to be made on that, but certainly I won't be buying the loom from Porsche. I don't intend to. I got a quote for them for just this part that comes through the chassis, and that. As I recall, it was over £1,100 plus VAT, and plus a 9-week wait, because they make it to the car. So I think both on time and money, I'd be better off coming up with an alternative solution. So this is most of the pieces that remain to be fitted. There was a couple of pieces in that bag, upper or lower air guides. Not quite sure what they're connecting to, but I'm sure by process elimination I'll be able to work it out. In here is mostly just a big box that's got the bumper in it, and as you can see here, this is the wiring harnesses that know that I'm effectively missing the connectors to. So two female ends here, and that's where I was able to get all the colours of the wires that I could see that I was needing to match up, and as I say, they do exist. So what I'll need to, if I'm not going to get a sort of donor harness, I need to make one of myself. I need to probably get the bumper test fitted and measure to see what sort of length of cable I'm needing to make up to bridge the gap between the new connectors and the existing wiring. That's probably about, well, actually there's just a few more things down there. There's a couple of hinges and both left and right horns, and various more screws that I just haven't fitted yet, a couple of gaskets as well. But that's probably all that I've really got time to be doing today. So thank you very much for watching, and hopefully in the next episode I'll make some further progress. Okay, cheers, thank you, bye bye.